For 3 years, the galaxy burned without humanity. The great interstellar war had begun far from Earth's borders, an escalating conflict between ancient empires, machine coalitions, and expansionist predator species. Entire star systems were erased. Civilizations older than Earth's sun collapsed in months. And humanity watched. Not because they were weak, not because they were afraid, but because they were deciding. The Galactic Council noticed quickly. Where are the humans? One counselor demanded as another sector fell. They possess formidable fleets. Why have they not joined the war? Others speculated. Humans were young, cautious, overestimated. Some even claimed Earth would fall the moment the war reached Sol. Human diplomats remained calm. We are monitoring the situation, they said politely. We will intervene if necessary. If necessary. That phrase unsettled the galaxy. The war worsened. Coalition fleets clashed daily. Superweapons shattered planets. Refugees flooded neutral space. Strategic doctrines failed as enemies adapted faster than predictions. Finally, the war reached human borders. A coalition strike force crossed into a peripheral human system and destroyed a mining outpost. It was a small action by galactic standards, barely a footnote. On Earth, the response was immediate. Human high command convened in silence. No debate, no hesitation. Admiral Sophia Cade spoke one sentence. Humanity enters the war. Across Earth and its colonies, fleets long held in reserve powered up. Shipyards opened bays sealed for decades. Vessels never shown to alien observers disengaged from docks. Humanity did not mobilize like the other species had. They didn't rush. They synchronized. When the human fleets jumped, the galaxy felt it. Sensors across dozens of systems registered anomalies. Space bending in unfamiliar ways. Human ships did not arrive at the front lines. They arrived everywhere. Supply hubs vanished overnight. Enemy logistics collapsed without warning. Command relays went silent. Entire fleets found themselves stranded, out of fuel, blind, and leaderless. This doesn't make sense. Alien strategists reported in panic. They aren't engaging us directly. They were wrong. Humans were engaging the war itself. Where others fought battles, humans dismantled systems. They targeted infrastructure, decision-making chains, and long-term sustainability. They didn't seek victory today. They sought inevitability. Within days, the balance shifted. Empires that had pushed relentlessly suddenly found themselves on the defensive. Their enemies weren't overwhelming them with numbers, but with pressure, constant, precise, relentless. Human fleets adapted faster than any opponent. If a tactic failed once, it never failed again. If an enemy adapted, humans adapted faster. Alien commanders reported something unprecedented. Every time we change strategy, the humans are already there. On contested worlds, human ground forces deployed. They didn't conquer cities. They secured civilians. They didn't destroy infrastructure. They took control of it. Human soldiers fought differently. They didn't chant. They didn't posture. They communicated quietly, efficiently, constantly. Where humans fought, chaos receded. One ancient empire attempted to intimidate Earth directly, broadcasting a threat across open channels. Withdraw from the war. The message boomed, or we will erase your species. Earth responded with a single transmission. We were not asked to join. We decided to. The Empire's flagship vanished hours later, disabled, boarded, and captured intact. That was when the galaxy understood. Humans had not entered the war to pick sides. They entered to end it. Coalition leaders scrambled to negotiate. Some begged. Others threatened. Humans ignored both. Instead, they imposed structure. Human admiral coordinated ceasefires between enemies who had been fighting for generations. Supply corridors were enforced. War crimes were documented and punished. Fleets that resisted were dismantled methodically. Within months, the war slowed. Within a year, it stopped, not with a final battle, but with exhaustion. Every faction realized the same truth. Continuing the war only hurt them. Humans were no longer just participants. They were gravity, pulling the conflict toward resolution whether anyone agreed or not. At the final summit, alien delegates gathered in uneasy silence. Human representatives stood without ceremony. "The war is over," Admiral Cade said. "Borders will be respected. Reconstruction will begin. Any faction that resumes hostilities will face immediate intervention." One counselor dared to ask, "And if we refuse?" Cade met his gaze. "Then you will fight humanity instead of each other." No one refused. In the years that followed, historians rewrote the war's narrative. It was no longer remembered as a conflict that destroyed half the galaxy. It was remembered as a war that ended the moment humans decided it had gone on long enough. An alien chronicler summarized it best. The galaxy fought to win. Humans fought to finish. And once humanity entered the war, everything changed.